Welcome back to the U.S. Quidditch live stream here from beautiful Columbia, South Carolina. I'm Brad Woznicki, and I'm joined now by Pete Hanner and Nate Rathjen. And guys, we have the LA Gambits taking on the Warriors now. Two teams that, let's just, for a better word, put escaped in their previous matches. LA Gambits defeating Sam Houston 160 to 140, and then the Warriors on a snitch catch defeating Michigan 110 to 80.
Yeah, these are both very quality teams. Gambits especially coming in here ranked number 3 in the 8th man rankings. So both very good teams, but played much tighter games than probably would have been expected in that last round.
In bracket play, LA Gambits are seeded number 13, while the Warriors, they played in that play-in game earlier today, and they defeated California by a score of 190 to 90 to earn their spot. And then, of course, mentioned the Warriors defeating Michigan. Warriors the 29 seed. And Gambit's trying to get on the board early. They do. Quick score for number 24. That was Andrew Murray.
It looks like there might have been a beat before. I saw the goal ref shaking his head no.
It was close. It was very close. No goal. So take that one off the board for the LA Gambits.
You do like to see that hustle, though. Just bad luck Beater was able to get in there.
Almost a little too easy there.
Yeah, I would say that, according to seeding lines, general pre-tournament predictions, Gambits, you would say, would be favored, but I think I might actually give the edge to Warriors here. Michigan's a very big physical team. They did need a snitch catch to do it, but I think the fact that Gambits just got taken to overtime by Sam Houston State, I think that Warriors have a slight edge, but an edge nonetheless.
The winner of this match will move on to play Rochester United in the Elite Eight. Rochester United, one of the teams picked to make it to the Final Four. They look pretty strong against Penn State in the Sweet 16.
Penn State lost that game. What was the score of that, Brad? Like 110 to 10 in favor of Rochester United. So formidable opponents awaiting the winner of this one.
Yeah, Rochester United went undefeated in pool play as we get another beat before the Gambit's goal there. So still tied at 0, it's going to look like. But yeah, Rochester United looks very strong. They were one of the top-ranked teams throughout the season. Still flying a little bit under the radar. I feel like they weren't one of the teams that people talked about necessarily as much coming into this tournament. But, very strong team. They don't really it's not about what people say, it's about what you do on the field. They've been proving themselves.
Some of the other big matches, Bowling Green defeating Texas State, so Bowling Green continues their run. Down to the Elite Eight, looking like they'll play either QC, Boston, or RPI, as we remain scoreless with a minute and a half gone by. Awful being controlled here by the Warriors.
Sorry, Brad, I was just going to say unlucky for Gambits that they're not on the board yet. 2 good looks on offense, but the Beaters were there just in time.
The Warriors trying to be the first ones on the board. Quaffle now controlled by the Gambits.
And both these teams play very fast, very aggressive. We're seeing a little bit more methodical here from the Gambits, but as soon as you see some space cleared by the Beater, they're going to take that immediately and just charge in and try and get some momentum onto the goal.
Throughout this tournament so far, we've seen some impressive performances from guys we've expected from this LA Gambits team. Tony Rodriguez as well as Edgar Pavlovsky.
Another good look for the Gambits there in the offensive end and just missing the right hoop there.
And for folks watching on the live stream, we should say both teams in black, but Warriors are in the blue shorts and Gambits have the purple accents on their jerseys.
Still scoreless as we approach the 15-minute mark.
Good hustle there from number 57 on Gambits. You can see him trying to get space behind the hoops.
Breakaway here. No one back there for Gambits off the intercepted pass.
So after all the opportunities early for the Gambits, they were unable to get on the scoreboard. It's the Warriors leading 10-0.
Yeah, when you bring your beaters up like that to try and clear space for your chasers, it can be very effective, but you run the risk that if it does fail and the defense of the other team is able to hold, you leave yourself very vulnerable to fast break goals like that.
14:30 on the clock.
Shot on the short hoop goes through.
We are even at 10. Approaching the 14-minute mark. The Warriors taking on the LA Gambits, a spot in the Elite Eight on the line, and the Warriors go right back in front. Number 14 again.
A little bit of a long shot, but if you give him that much space, he's going to take it.
Good shot. It's hard to make those long shots on the short hoop sometimes with the height of the hoop factoring in.
Especially with this breeze we've got going down here in South Carolina.
Gambits trying to even this up at 20. Here's Rodriguez. Rodriguez pass.
Good shots.
He responds to the long shot goal of his own.
And for Rodriguez to not draw more attention is a little bit of a surprise if you're expecting the Warriors' defense.
Yeah, he was just being man face guard, and as soon as he was able to get the corner on that defender, no one really stepped to him. So
that's not going to be enough. It's just not going to be enough. And once again, number 14 for the Warriors, 3 for 3.
And that was a good assist from his chaser there.
A long shot.
He missed that. Goal ref with the right call there.
It's gone over the hard boundary, and I don't think either of those players realized that it had crossed the line.
Well, the head ref called it a good goal, but the goal ref waving it off emphatically. And that was over the hoop, so
It
I'll
remains
correct the call now.
Yeah, it will remain 30-20 in favor of the Warriors. 12:49 on the clock. Continue to have some breezy conditions here at Saluda Shoals Park.
Yeah, and both of those teams making quick successions of long shots. That might not be as much of an option if this wind keeps up. They're going to have to close on the goal. And I would say probably, in that case, it would favor the Gambits. I think they have the physical size advantage here.
Bludger play, clears a little bit of space. Pass. And nobody home there.
They slow things down as the Gambit's keeper was beaten as soon as he stepped outside the keeper zone, but they're pushing the offense now.
30-20 your score, approaching the 12-minute mark. And now we're even at 30. Back and forth match we have going on here.
Another good shot from the keeper, Rodriguez. He seems to have that mid-range shot down, as long as it works.
Yeah, I think the Warriors defense is giving a little bit too much space for the Gambits. You can see they're sort of dropping back and waiting for the Warriors, or excuse me, the Gambits to come to them. I think the Warriors are going to need to press. They're going to need to try and force the Gambits to the edge, try and play a little bit more aggressive on defense if they want to stop their shots from going in.
Quaffle picks up. Bludger play there. And the Quaffle should be in possession of the LA Gambits.
Aggressive defense there on the Gambit's part to get the ball back.
And here we go. The Gambits have it. They will throw it back into their own zone. Here's Rodriguez. Gets around one defender. The pass, a little too far in front. Still able to gather and finish.
Just barely outside the goal.
And there's the finish. Rodriguez cleans it up. The unselfishness and then coming off the rebound.
Yeah, that was good physicality to get in there. He hit contact as he got the rebound, but he had the presence of mind to be able to pick a shot, and he got through.
And this time now the LA Gambits lead for the first time today, 40-30. Bludger play. Quaffle at mid-pitch right now. Bludger play, unable to make connect with the Quaffle.
good look there for the Warriors, but passed just through the hands of number 12 there.
Up ahead, yes. 10 more.
The vision, both for the Gambits player who was down by that hoop, excellent thought by him to get down behind the defense, and then great vision from the Gambits keeper to throw that the entire length of the pitch. Excellent pass. That very well could have gone off target, but perfectly into his hands, and that's as easy a goal as you're going to get.
50-30 your score inside 11 minutes. And no goal there. Warriors couldn't answer. Quaffle loose, picked up by the Gambits.
Gambits pushing the tempo a little bit here as they're running down the left side.
This is a LA Gambits team that has one thing in mind, getting to that Elite Eight after last year losing in the Sweet 16 to the eventual World Cup 8 champions in the University of Texas. Bludger play. Now the Warriors have possession of the Quaffle.
Unlucky again on the offensive end for the Gambits. Good look on the short hoop, but it just bounced off and down instead of through the hoop.
And Gambit's depth also a little bit affected by their crosstown rivals, the Lost Boys, who also get a lot of those Southern California players. And the Lost Boys just pulled out a win over Texas A&M in their last game, so they are also onto the Elite Eight as the Gambits hope to be here soon.
Inside of 10 minutes. 50-30 your score in favor of the LA Gambits. What are you looking for here now for the Warriors to try and get back on track and continue their offense that led them to an early lead?
I think the crispness of passing, they had assists on, I believe, all three of their goals. I think they might have had a fast break in there. I think that they need to get the passing game together. And it's a little bit more communication between the beaters and the Quaffle players. You can see that they're bringing a beater up to screen for them and try and make space for them on offense. But if that beater screen isn't communicating with the ball carrier, then it's not going to work, and they're not going to be able to get that space to make points.
Pete, when you're down in this situation, it becomes... You get a little desperate. You want to force the issue on offense a little bit. Just take the first look that you get. They've gotten a little impatient on offense as the game has gone on. So like you said, just kind of playing their game, looking for the pass. It worked for them for their first 3 goals.
Yeah, and there's 8.5 minutes left before the Seeker floor. They're only down by 2. They're within snitch range. I think they still can play their game. They don't have anything to worry about. They just kind of need to settle back into a groove.
Approaching 8 minutes, 50-30 your score. Gambits in front. The winner will play Rochester United. That is a matchup that is scheduled for 2:20 on pitch 2.
You can see the Warriors are starting to play a little bit more of that aggressive defense. They're coming out and tracking more closely with Gambits who are trying to advance.
And a big goal there makes it 60-30, so on the edge of snitch range.
Rodriguez took the space on the left after the Bludgers got preoccupied.
Yeah, I like seeing that more aggressive man defense from the Warriors, but what comes with that is if you get beat around the edge by the offensive player, they need to have someone to step into that space and slow them down. You can't get momentum or give the other team momentum like the Gambits were just able to take.
Another score to note real quick. Boise State defeating DCQC 130-100. Strong win there.
That game go to overtime, Brad.
And another goal there, extending the lead now for the LA Gambits. Just over 7 minutes until the snitch is released.
And you can see that the Gambits are trying to play with a little bit more confidence. That was a very fast goal, and as this game has progressed, they've started playing with a little bit more pace. They came out of the gates a little bit slow, trying to feel out the Warriors' defense, but now they've found some things that they like, and they're exploiting those deficiencies.
It's a 5-goal run. Until that right there.
Warriors number 11 escaping the wrap and finding space in the middle. He's getting that little hook shot. Looked like a basketball shot.
Yeah, it was a good shot, but he had about 3 defenders on him with a bludger bearing down on him. So that shot's not going to be there every time. I still think they need a little regrouping to do on offense.
For those just joining us, so far the teams that have advanced into the Elite Eight, you have Lost Boys, Rochester United, Bowling Green, and Boise State.
So far, even split between college community teams, which a lot of people are going to be looking at those statistics as World Cup progresses, as that's been a major source of conversation and controversy in the Quidditch world this entire past season.
70-40 your score inside of 6 minutes. And avoiding bludger play there, Quaffle loose. Warriors now have it.
The Warriors also just got back bludger control, which might help them a little bit as they try and stop the Lost Boys, stop the Gambits from scoring and try and get a little pressure upfield as they try and make their own offense.
Warriors looking for space in front.
A little low there into the hands of the Gambits keeper.
That's Tony Rodriguez. And Tony hearing chants from the crowd.
He's a crowd favorite, he's a fan favorite, and he's one of the best players that the Gambits have. As he breaks a tackle.
That spin move.
And Rodriguez.
And that right
Putting on
there
a
is why
show.
he's popular.
Putting on a show. 80-40 your score.
A little 360 dunk action there from Rodriguez.
Crowd now cheering on the Gambits.
Yeah, strong showing from Los Angeles and California in general over here. We're in South Carolina, but they have made that trip from the West region, and they are here in force.
We've got a little bit of an East Coast, West Coast matchup going on here.
Yeah, New York and LA.
Aggressive beating there from the Gambits, forcing Warriors back into their own half. Past couple of possessions, they've had trouble getting a foothold anywhere close to the goals on offense.
Just over 4 minutes, 80-40 your score.
Beater's clearing out a lot of space for the Warriors, but no one covering the Gambits beater until just then. Gambits.
Now he's got some room.
Opportunity denied.
Stoppage in play here.
A little frustration there from Rodriguez. I don't think he was happy with how his team responded to that offensive push from the Warriors.
Next matchup on this pitch scheduled for 2:20. Expect to see Lost Boys versus the winner of Texas and Ball State. Haven't quite gotten an update on that one.
Yeah, I think Texas is definitely going to be favored in that one. During pool play, they maxed out the point differential. Point differential is one of the tiebreakers to see who goes on to bracket play. Texas, of course, undefeated, but you can max out your point differential at 120 points, because anything more than that really isn't going to make a difference or artificially drive scores up. But Texas met or exceeded that 120-point lead limit in every single one of their games in bracket play. So I think the teams that are saying that Texas wouldn't be as good this year as they have been for the past few years have been soundly disproved so far with that performance by the Longhorns.
And some would say Texas has an easy road so far.
It's possible. There have been a few surprise teams that have made it into bracket play, but you know, the bracket ends up seeded like it's seeded, and I think they'll run into stiff competition here. I expect to see them continue performing with the same level that we've expected from them and that we've seen so far.
They haven't slipped up.
No, not at all.
80-40 your score inside of 3 minutes until the seeker floor.
So it's Warriors on the power play, Brad, and I believe the ruling was for contact from behind the back.
Gambits certainly didn't agree with the call.
Luckily for the Gambits, Warriors not able to capitalize on that. Sent the quaffle shot right over the hoop, and he was point blank as well. You got to take advantage of those kind of opportunities.
Coming up on crunch time, though, for the Warriors, this would have been an important power play. Pull yourself back within snitch range.
And it looks like the Gambits are content to just sit back here and clock kill for a little bit until the penalty time has expired.
As the scoreboard has just gone out.
No good there on the goal from the Gambits as they reset deep into their own side of the pitch. Oh, ref! On the Gambits reset, the referee just reaches out and taps the quaffle back into the Gambits half the pitch. The scoreboard issues continue here, so a little bit of a snafu happening right now.
We were inside of 2 minutes with an 80-40 lead for the LA Gambits.
Well, actually, less than 2 minutes because there was about a minute where the clock was not running.
And the score still here should be 80-40 with the Gambits in front. And the clock does not run.
And the crowd letting the referees and the scoreboard operators hearing it right now.
What a mess, Brad. Oh, what a good dunk there. And that's the goal they needed.
So that's going to be 80-50. Gambit still in front, but given the scoreboard issues, that clock should have been running. It was not during that entire possession, so I think they need to stop play until they figured out the technical issues. As the head ref goes over there to clarify the issue a little bit.
So it's 80-50 now, assuming that goal stands. I think they stopped play just to look at the scoreboard.
We'll resume play here in a moment.
The score has been corrected. It looks like they will
Sarcastic.
probably just run the game from a minute 53 left until the secret floor.
Sarcastic cheers from the crowd. I love it. Pete, I still don't think the clock is right. But they'll probably just run it from where it is. Don't really have a choice.
Yeah, it wasn't a very long possession, so I don't think that it affects the flow or outcome of the game too much. But once they get the issues sorted out, I think we're good to play.
And we resume play. Clock under 150 right now. Gambits right now looking for that one goal to try and separate themselves from snitch range.
Very physical play there from Rodriguez.
And who else do you go to but Rodriguez? He couldn't get it done there, though. Now gets it back. And once again, no good. Now it's good.
After 2 rebounds there by the Gambits, the gap is widened out of snitch range again, 90-50.
That's the difference in a finely balanced match like this. So second and third balls, who can get to them?
Yeah, we've seen second and third chance points matter in several of these live stream games that we've seen so far. And rebounding, not a stat you necessarily hear a lot about in Quidditch, but it does matter. If you're not falling on top of the ball and getting back on offense, you're just giving other teams second, third bites at getting points, as the snitch is on pitch now.
90-50 your score. 40 seconds.
And that snitch is a big boy. We might see some guys flying around the pitch.
30 seconds on the clock.
I think we might see some seekers get knocked down.
Number 12 for the Warriors, all the way behind his own goal, desperately trying to get a look. And
Approaching
smothered.
danger time right now. Inside
The
of
attempted
15
reset
seconds.
is blocked.
Less than 10 seconds until the secret floor. Down to 5.
Ruthless defense from the Gambits, just absolutely shut down at the edge of the player area.
2 of them
Here
all
we
the
go.
way out on the hard boundary.
Gambit
Ledger
seeker
play.
beat immediately.
It'll be Edgar Pavlovsky, the seeker right now for the LA Gambits. He's going to have an opportunity to go one-on-one with the snitch. And Bludger play, unsuccessful there.
Goal there for the Gambits.
And the Warriors going with big number 44. No snitch catch there for Pavlovsky. 150 your score. A little separation for the Gambits.
And despite his size, this Snitch light on his feet. I'd imagine he probably has some kind of lineman experience. He looks very comfortable out there blocking these Seekers.
Now it's 1-on-2 for Pavlovsky.
Score still 10-5 here in favor of the Gambits, so Warriors need 2 more goals as they shoot low on one of them, trying to narrow that gap.
Good look for number 14 in the Gambits. He had that look a couple times earlier in the game. Couldn't convert on that one.
Yeah, getting in position doesn't do much for you if you can't finish on those shots.
And it's so important here for the Warriors to try and execute down the stretch, give themselves back into it, give themselves a chance. A spot in the Elite 8 on the line. Pavlovsky going to work one-on-one. Trying to make a move, unsuccessful there. And again, he finds the ground.
Rodriguez got it on the short hoop. So a 6-point lead for Gambits.
This one getting out of range for the Warriors. And Pavlovsky headed over the bench. Looks as though we're going to have a Seeker change. And we will for the Gambits.
Yeah, and the Warriors Seeker's doing a good job of defending, and the Snitch is doing a good job of defending himself, but you know, it's not going to do much good for the Warriors if they can't get goals and get back within Snitch range. There's only so long you can play this Snitch defense game.
And of course, our one bludger preoccupied with the Snitch now, or at least she was, but is now back on defense. Good block by the Warriors keeper there, but again, that second ball.
And now a 7-goal lead for the Gambits.
Yeah, and that was another goal that was scored off of 2 rebounds. The Warriors need to corral the ball. They're getting good blocks, but it keeps falling back into the hands of the Gambits. And so far, the Gambits continue to capitalize.
The current Seeker for the LA Gambits is Ricardo Areola.
Warriors pushing around behind, but he gets beat behind the hoops.
1-on-2. This Areola needs some bludger help right now to try and get an opportunity to go one-on-one. He's outsized right now by both the Seeker for the Warriors as well as the Snitch.
They tried another one of those long passes down behind the defense, but it hit the back of one of the Warriors players.
She dismounted after that.
I think she thought it was a bludger.
I would have too. And another goal for the Gambits there.
Ricardo Areola going hard for the LA Gambits.
It's a big size disadvantage there for Areola, but he's small and quick, and sometimes you can underestimate those Seekers. A lot of times, their reflexes can get around the backside of Snitches and make quick grabs.
A lot of noise being made to our left.
I'd imagine that's probably the Texas Cavalry Lone Star game occurring on that pitch over there. Of course, both teams largely made up of the former University of Texas champion teams from World Cup 6 and 7. Or, sorry, 7 and 8, I should say.
Have to wait and see if we get an update on that one.
So we had a brief pause in the Seeking game as the Snitch was being checked out by the referee, but cleared to play. Everyone's got bumps and bruises today.
Yeah, when you play this many games in such rapid succession, especially once you make your way to bracket play, you're going to get a few scrapes and bruises.
There's some room for number 14 on the right side. Good shot from him.
Back to a 70-point advantage for the Gambits.
Yeah, Warriors not giving up yet. They just need to get back there, play defense, try and get a few more of those shots.
Warriors got bludger control back in the previous sequence, which allowed them to send somebody up and open some room.
Areola going back to work. Let's really see the size of the Seeker for the Warriors affecting.
Yeah, Warriors Seeker doing a very good job of playing Snitch defense. Areola gets his way in there.
He's getting some looks on the Snitch, but this Snitch is pretty built.
Yeah, Warriors are doing an excellent job on defense of making sure that the Gambits are getting looks at the Snitch. But they still need to get those quaffle points. They can't devote all their energy and attention just to snitch defense. They still need to close that gap.
Good block by the Warriors, the Gambit seeker there, or chaser. Remains a 7-point lead for the Gambits.
$130-60 your score. Trying to find out the outcome of Texas versus Ball State.
Ball State beat Texas.
And so Ball State has knocked out the 3-time champs. The run is over.
Yep.
130-60 your score. That's a good sign for a team like Rochester United, who is already into the Elite Eight. So Lost Boys versus Ball State in the top left of your bracket.
Yeah, and that's a major upset. We were just saying that, Texas was performing well coming in, maxing out their possible point differential for the tiebreaker in every single one of their undefeated pool play games yesterday. But Ball State coming with an upset in mind. I think we might start seeing a lot more parity in college level Quidditch.
Now you've got two teams like Bowling Green and Ball State making runs in U.S. Quidditch Cup 9.
Something in the water up there in the Great Lakes Midwest region.
Pavlovsky, once again, the seeker for the LA Gambits. He really needs bludger help. Pavlovsky's effort there, unsuccessful.
Possible technical. Looks like it's going to be a turnover for an illegal reset, it seems.
Yep.
Yeah, that illegal reset rule is new with Rulebook 9. So in a lot more of the lower level tournament games, you would see that rule not necessarily being quite as enforced, but here at World Cup, they're playing pretty strict to the rule book. So it looked like Gambits were a little surprised to see that illegal reset foul called on them. No cards involved, just a turnover of the other team. Sort of intended to prevent teams from playing slow ball. Similar developments to the half-court rule in basketball and the rules preventing the shot clock edition, preventing the Dean Smith four corners offense.
You just had to drop a reference to Carolina basketball in there.
Absolutely.
And he's wearing a Virginia hat, everybody.
ACC.
And we continue on. 130-60 your score. Still, once again, the seeker able to give plenty of help to the snitch, not allowing any opportunity.
The Warriors looking for an opportunity to drive here on offense. Looks like they're about to set it behind, but it's a good cleanup play from the beater for the Gambits.
You're looking for Gambits right now to try and gain bludger control. Bludger play at mid-pitch.
Quite content here to slow the game down, try and give their seeker time to catch that snitch. But I think we might be here for a while. Warriors are playing very stiff snitch defense.
Brett, so the score of Ball State, Texas, Ball State won on the catch, 90-50.
Wow.
Over Texas. So they booked their spot in the Elite Eight.
Going to play the Lost Boys. Your thoughts on that matchup, guys?
I would say that the Lost Boys are pretty clear favorites coming in, but Ball State just beat Texas, and they were clear favorites coming in. So who knows how deep this Cinderella run could go?
Indeed, I love a good underdog.
Absolutely.
Opportunity one-on-one here, Pavlovsky against the Snitch. Now the Seeker back to help for the Warriors.
Another goal there for the Gambits. Defense falling apart a little bit as Gambits did get back bludger control. So back to an 8-point lead.
We always like to see a good comeback, but I'm not sure how much the Warriors are going to be able to produce here with the struggles they've been having on offense.
The crowd coming over from the Ball State-Texas matchup. Surrounding this one right now, they'll see the LA Gambits in control, up by 80.
Brad, hard to overstate just how loud that pitch was when that game went final. You could probably hear it outside the park. Goal there for Warriors. It's got a good look on the medium hoop.
And the Snitch now down to one hand, but still has the support of the Warrior Seeker.
Yeah, the Warrior Seeker, we should say, he's doing a great job over there, but, as we keep saying, the Warriors are struggling to score. It's taking them a long time, and they continue to concede goals from the Gambits. So they really need to just find some kind of spark on offense if they want to have any hope of pulling this game out. They need 4 more goals if they want to send it to overtime.
Pavlovsky hit by the bludger again. They're looking for the Gambits to try and gain bludger control.
Unmarked right by the short hoop. That's just too easy, Brad.
LA Gambits now have bludger control, up by 80.
Yeah, Rodriguez's vision is great. Not only is he physical, not only can he dunk over people, but he can see the whole field. He knows exactly where his chasers are, and he's excellent at distributing the ball with very accurate passes.
Crowd continues to work their way around the pitch. Next up, at 2:20 would be the scheduled start. We'll be a little bit behind on this pitch. We will have Ball State versus Lost Boys.
And that'll be exciting. I mean, Ball State's going to carry the energy into that game. Lost Boys had a pretty tough fight there with Texas A&M. Had a little bit more time to rest, but Ball State's going to be fired up. They just knocked out the 3 consecutive World Cup winning champions out of the tournament. So they're going to be feeling really good going into that game.
Ball State able to change the pace against Maryland, led to their success earlier. Ball State really slowing things down.
Yeah, when you limit the touches that the other team gets from the quaffle, you can sort of play your game. It's frustrating for a lot of those higher seeded teams. So good strategy there from Ball State.
That's what we call Bennett ball.
One more goal for LA Gambits. We do have a whistle.
Some contact near that short hoop, but the ball did just make it through. Or maybe it didn't. It was a tough angle.
Potentially a beat there before, I think.
So 150 to 70, the goal stays off the board.
Warriors really need to press here. They can't afford to make mistakes like that. They keep getting driven back onto their own half of the field.
They had the passing game early, but it's just kind of gone away from them in the late going.
Yeah, Gambits have figured out this offense, and it doesn't look like they're really having to expend much energy to keep the Warriors out of the goal. Yeah,
Trying to get some room in the middle. There's a good look.
Yeah, Gambit's scoring easily, but every goal that the Warriors have gotten so far have just been tooth and nail, and you can just tell the Gambits are just playing with more confidence, more ease. They have their game the way that they want to be playing, and obviously the score differential they were able to build up earlier on helps that confidence, but they continue to hold on to that lead tenaciously, and you can tell that the Warriors are just searching for answers. They need to find something to change, find a weakness in the Warriors defense, and learn how to exploit that real quickly here if they want to get back into this game.
Another quarterfinal matchup set up for the Elite Eight. Lone Star QC going to take on Boise State. Lone Star QC defeating Texas Cavalry 130 to 20.
Yeah, and that Boise State victory also should not be overstated, and especially that score differential is very surprising. Cavalry is an extremely good team, excellent female chaser corps, especially that they utilize a lot. So that ability of Boise State to pull that win out is very impressive.
Gambits chaser running all the way back outside the soft boundary to beat the Warriors chasers with ball there. It's just been that kind of game for them. And Boise State as well, don't count them out. DCQC, a quality team. Lots of experience on that team.
Santiago Gonzalez, the current seeker for the LA Gambits, who are going now with a little bit of size at that position.
He might match up a little bit better against the Snitch, considering the size of both of them. It looks like the finesse approach the Gambits were initially trying wasn't working, so they're going to switch up their approach.
Continue on. And do we have a snitch catch? Nothing yet.
I think they ruled it out.
Play continues.
Breakaway here for the Gambits. That makes it a 90-point lead for them.
One-on-one opportunity for Santiago Gonzalez against the Snitch. And both the Snitch and Gonzalez go down.
And two absolute titans just coming at each other now. You can practically hear them running into each other.
Stitch probably almost to the second handicap by now. Already has, of course, one hand in his waistband.
Still getting help from the Warrior Seeker.
The second handicap is to stay on just the middle lineup.
He might be there already.
I was going to say, he either is just already staying near the middle or he could already have progressed to the second handicap. And if this goes on for long enough, he might be down to the final handicap, which is, of course, standing just at center field and essentially having to pivot around.
Pavlovsky back to being the seeker for the LA Gambits.
And Gambit's still holding on to their 90-point lead here. Things don't look too good here for the Warriors.
Opportunity for the Gambits, and that score is good. It's now up to a 100-point lead.
Gambits chased. They're quick on his feet, just ducking the tackle there to get the look on goal.
Pavlovsky trying to go back to work.
You want to say that at this point it's essentially over, but I mean this defense on the Snitch is extremely good, so we could be here for a while potentially.
It's a pride thing. You can't hold the tail.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely not. Not in bracket play of World Cup. But
Pavlovsky dropped his broom.
Good shot from the Warriors keeper, going behind the back and getting in that short hoop, but he was
got
beat.
their rebound, and there's a goal for the Warriors.
Still need a lot more.
Absolutely.
We continue on 170 to 80 your score.
And as this crowd continues to shuffle in, you know they want to see this Ball State team, the David that killed Goliath.
Pavlovsky just looking for some help. Trying to avoid the bludger right now as well.
Good idea on the pass there from the Warriors, but just too close to the keeper. Any good keeper's going to suck those in like a vacuum.
Pavlovsky avoids the bludger. The seeker for the Warriors hit by the bludger. Pavlovsky trying to work quickly. The Warrior seeker back for protection now.
Yeah, he was one-on-one with the goal there. He needed to get it. He had a beater standing in front of him, so he needed to take the long shot. And just too low, went off the pole of the middle hoop.
He's back up to a 100-point advantage. Nearly 110.
Arm around the neck there, not called by the referee.
Yeah, not great contact there. Another really great long pass there from, I believe, no, it is not Rodriguez who is in for keeper. I'm not sure who that Gambits keeper is at this point, but another really good long pass that has been working for him all day.
So the Snitch has progressed to the final handicap. He's sticking around the center point of the field there.
Let's go, Justin!
Yeah, Warriors just having so much trouble shooting. They're starting to get more looks on goal. They're throwing the quaffle, but nothing on target so far. A lot of their shots going too low.
We continue on. 180 to 80 your score.
It looks like the Snitch is down to the final handicap. He's planted pretty firmly there at the center of the pitch as the lead is extended to 110 points for the Gambits.
Quaffle loose, now picked up by LA Gambits.
Yeah, I think
Play here, it'll be a turnover.
Gambits pretty much have this game in hand at this point, but you wonder if this game keeps on going much longer. You wonder how they're going to perform in their next game after a game of this duration where they're having to run up and down the pitch so much, especially the seeker core for the Gambits.
Snitch getting a momentary rest.
I think it was another goal from Rodriguez for the Gambits, and at 280, breakaway with authority for the Warriors.
Guys, take us through what you've seen that LA Gambits have done to build this lead.
It's the second and third ball grab. They've been getting the looks on offense, not necessarily converting them all the time, but they're there to pick up the missed shots the second and third time. And as I said, in a game that's evenly matched, that can be the difference between winning and losing. And we've seen consistently Gambits running after their own balls, picking them up, and putting them back through for the goal. And that kind of takes a little bit of the edge off of you on defense, too.
And even then, the defense has also been performing very well. They're not giving the Warriors space to penetrate up the middle, so they're having to run around the edge, run around the back of the hoops even a lot of the times, take passes or make passes off the back foot. It's generally very, very disruptive on defense. And like I said, all the points that the Warriors have scored have just been extremely hard fought. Not a lot there for them as the Gambits go on another fast break.
Good beat there.
Yeah, Beater cleans it up. Prevents another goal from going in to widen the game's lead even further. Warriors
Near
do
Snitch
score there.
catch.
He's getting there.
Still a 110-point lead though for the Gambits. This is one of the higher scoring games, I should say, that we've seen throughout a lot of this day.
Higher scoring, but never close.
No.
Yesterday, Pete, we were on the call of Arizona State, Minnesota, ended 160 to 130. I guess we just attract goals.
Yep. And that's why we're like, get up. Because it stops the flow of the game.
210 to 100 your score. One-on-one opportunity for Pavlovsky.
One-on-one with the Snitch. This could be his chance.
We almost got it. Goal there for Gambits. I think Pavlovsky had his hand on it, and the Snitch went down. Snitch was on his way down.
Edgar Pavlovsky will go back to work now.
And the Snitch definitely is at the final handicap. You can tell he's centering himself around that one center point of the pitch. And I think the Gambits have had enough of this game. They're devoting more resources to try and take out the defensive seeker for the Warriors. They want Pavlovsky to be one-on-one with that Snitch. Now that he's at the final handicap, the chance is a lot better as another shot goes off target for the Warriors.
220 to 100 your score. I'll ask you guys this while we have a moment. Now that Texas is out, it may not have been your pick coming in, but who do you think is the odds-on favorite now to win the title?
I'm going to go with Rochester United. You know, I was saying yesterday that I thought that the college teams might have a slight edge based on practice against the community teams, but with the way that Rochester United has been playing, they've looked very comfortable in all their games. They work really well together as a team. They're complete on offense and defense. No real deficiencies at any one position, so I expect them to come away with it.
Pete, I saw Lone Star play earlier today, and we finally have a catch.
Woznicki, looks like he just ended it. LA Gambits going to come out on top, 250 to 100. We'll wait for the official call.
It's gone up on the scoreboard. I guess it's good.
That is it. So the LA Gambits, in dominant fashion, advance as they defeat the Warriors by a score of 250 to 100. Now the LA Gambits going to take on Rochester United on pitch 2, coming up a little bit later on.
You're going to hope the Gambits get some water and shade before they go and play that game. It's going to be a tough game. They just played a long, hard-fought battle here, so definitely got to regroup.
Rochester United, a formidable opponent, but again, another match where I don't think there's a clear favorite. LA Gambits showed that they're a all-around good team, good looks on offense, good defense, an aggressive beating